softball game of the 2025 season here on the Cougar Sports Network. As Santa Barbara City College in town to take on the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. COC 2-1 on the year. This is not their first game of the season, as they won over the weekend a sweep of Imperial Valley College in a doubleheader. They lost their opening game of the year to Cypress on the road 5-1, trying to pick up a couple more wins here at home against a Santa Barbara City College team that's playing their first game of the regular season. Get you the starting lineup for Santa Barbara right away here as we take a look. The batting order for the Vaqueros: Mia Relevis, Alina Johnson, Mia Gayton, followed by Caitlin Lacey, and Ryan Cruz, the right fielder, Morgan Grove, the third baseman, Lena Madrid, first baseman. Then Maite Juarez and Mae Frank, the rounding out of the starters for the Vaqueros. For College of the Canyons, a familiar starter in the circle today for the Cougars, as it'll be Nicole Murrow getting the start here today. Murrow in her second season with College of the Canyons. See her there in the circle now. This year, 1-1 in 2 starts with a 2.10 ERA and 10 innings pitched. Has given up 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts, as she will get the start for the Cougars today in the circle. Get you a look at the defensive alignment for College of the Canyons as well. Grace Diaz-Miaris, Yahala Gonzalez from left to right in the outfield, then Jimenez at first, Vanoli at second, Petretti at short, Wensley at third, and then Paige Pecor behind the dish, working as the battery alongside Nicole Murrow for College of the Canyons. Our first softball contest of the season here at Whitten Field. Mia Relevis will lead things off. Relevis last season, 381. In her sophomore season this year, had 5 home runs, 33 RBIs as a freshman last year. She stands in and gets ready to go. First pitch from Murrow, taken for a called strike, and we are underway. College of the Canyons and Santa Barbara City here today. Relevis shows a strike, drags it back, takes a ball. It's 1-1. Santa Barbara had their first game of the season against Pasadena City College postponed. So this their first action of the year. Relevis waits, takes the pitch out and away. And Murrow's behind in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Canyons in their yellows today, a brand new look in the golds for College of the Canyons. Usually it's a traditional white at home, but they've got blue pinstripes on the road. Some gold uniforms here at home, as Murrow well behind 3 balls and no strikes. Murrow coming off a pretty good performance. We'll get to that when we get a second here. And she ends up walking Relevis. Take a look for College of the Canyons. You look at Murrow in her last start, 5 innings pitched, no earned runs. On the same side, Akani Gonzalez, who we'll likely see today in the second game, 5 innings pitched, gave up 1 earned run. So Canyons, a couple of starters this season that have the potential to really be good. Although, of course, Murrow starting the game off with a leadoff walk to Relevis, and now she'll face Alina Johnson. Already discussion out in the circle to try and calm Nicole Murrow down here as John Wismath out there. So leadoff runner aboard here in the first. Alina Johnson, the sophomore out of Loyalton, California. Batted .314 in her freshman season with 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 28 games will stand in. First pitch swinging. Hit in the air. That ball gets down. Canyon's not going to be able to come up with it cleanly. And it's an RBI double to start things off for Alina Johnson. And it is 1-0 in favor of Santa Barbara, as coming around to score was Relevis. And so a rough start here for the Cougars. This one hit on the ground, foul ball. As Mia Guyton steps in, freshman out of Central East High School in Fresno. Pops this one up in the air. An easy play for the first baseman coming downhill, as Jimenez makes the catch one away. So one down, Caitlin Lacey will step in. Lacey getting her first at-bat in college, the freshman out of Dos Pueblos. First pitch takes a called strike. Good start to the at-bat for Murrow. Head coach for Santa Barbara City this season. It's Tyler Heel in his first year. Has the interim tag on him, according to the Santa Barbara City College website. As his team off to a 1-0 lead after a walk and a double. This one softly hit on the infield. Vanoli will make the catch in the air. So after a walk and a double, a couple of pop-ups in the infield, and now Ryan Cruz will come to the plate. Cruz, the sophomore out of Newberry Park High School, hit .229 last season in 28 games. 16 hits and 70 at-bats with 7 runs batted in. Swung on and missed, and the count 1 ball, or no balls and 1 strike. That one in for a strike from Murrow. And after the walk and the double, she settled herself in. No balls and 2 strikes here. The count to Ryan Cruz. Cruz is down on strikes. Murrow has her first strike out of the ball game. Santa Barbara gets 1 though. Good job to come back after the trouble to start. So a run on a hit. No errors and 1 left on base. We'll go to the home half. And it's 1-0 in favor of Santa Barbara. Get you the Canyons starting batting order today. Cougars will start things off. Holly Gonzalez will lead Canyons off, followed by Skylar Vanoli. Brooke Petretti in the 3 spot. Janice Jimenez will bat 4th. Avery Alvarez batting 5th. Paige Pecor hitting 6th. Followed by Grace Diaz in the 7 spot. Gabby Wensley batting 8th. And Mia Reese batting 9th for College of the Canyons, as they will face Melina Johnson getting the start today, her first start of the season. Johnson in 2024, 11-8 with a 3.18 ERA in 22 starts. Had 15 complete games and 125 and 2/3 innings pitched. Had 72 strikeouts, as she will be in the circle today. Defensively for Santa Barbara City, maybe not. Our graphic not working, so we'll figure that out. Trying to find out why that didn't take. Anyway, for Santa Barbara City defensively, Juarez in left, Relevez in center, Cruz in right. Madrid at first, Lisi at second, Guyton at short, Grove at third, Frank behind the plate. As Yohali Gonzalez will lead things off. And Gonzalez, a .250 hitter on the season. Two hits and 8 at bats so far this season for Gonzalez. Takes that pitch up. So well ahead here. Gonzalez hit in 3 at bats against Cypress on the 6th in the opening game of the season, then 1 hit and 5 at bats over the 2-game set against Imperial Valley on the weekend. Well ahead here is Gonzalez. 3 balls and no strikes. Johnson getting ready, looking down at her wristband. Now she's ready to go. 3-0 pitch out on the outer half for a called strike. Gonzalez will work a walk. So much like the top half of the first, the bottom half of the first starts with a leadoff walk. And now Canyons will send Skylar Vanoli to the plate. Vanoli 3 hits and 8 at bats this season. So leadoff runner aboard for the Cougars. Runner in motion here, throw down to second base. Not going to be in time, so Yohali Gonzalez has a stolen base. And for Canyons, it's their 5th stolen base of the season in as many attempts. It's something John Wismath will do a lot of as the year goes on. Likes to try and put pressure on the defense by running quite a bit. But only waits. Now she shows bunt. This one well placed up the first base line. And Vanoli's going to be safe. They try and throw across to third. As Gonzalez moves to third, so Vanoli has an infield single on a perfectly placed bunt, and that brings Brooke Petretti to the plate. Petretti, in her last game, get you the right graphic, 2 for 5 in the doubleheader with a couple of extra base hits, including a home run and 6 runs batted in. As she'll step in now with nobody out. Petretti has been very dangerous early on in the season. That one gets away from the catcher, and Canyons is going to get a run out of it to tie the game up at 1. It's a passed ball that gets away from May Frank, and Canyons is on the board. So Petretti gets credit for another RBI. Already this season for Petretti, 7 runs batted in. She's top 50 in the state in runs batted in. She's hitting .375 on the season with a triple and a home run. Vanoli right now hitting .500 on the year. As we said, I think we said 2 for 8. She's actually 4 for 8. I was reading the wrong number. She had a double and a triple against Imperial Valley as well. And a bunt single today, and now she stands at third with Petretti an opportunity to try and drive her in. The pitch taken for a called strike. One ball, one strike to count here to Petretti. It's on the Alina Johnson delivery. This one lined softly foul up third base line. So 1-2 here to the sophomore Petretti. This one fouled back to the screen. This one hit on the ground is short. Knight knocks it down. Her throw not going to be in time. Petretti going to advance to second as Canyons gets a run. And so it's an RBI ground ball from Petretti. Try and see what the official scoring is on it. In the meantime, it's going to bring Janice Jimenez to the plate. Jimenez this season, 4 for 10, hitting .400 on the year with a double and a triple. That one taken for a called strike. So they scored a single for Petretti to short. So it's an RBI base hit for Petretti. She drives home 2 runs in the at-bat. One of them on a passed ball. Petretti taking off like she was going to run on that pitch. Instead, had to back off. As Frank had jumped up and was ready to throw. That one in for a called strike. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Petretti, or to Jimenez, excuse me, the first baseman. This one hit on the ground. Shortstop going to try and go to Petretti at third. Not going to be in time. So Jimenez going to reach on a fielder's choice as Petretti moves up as Guyton tried to throw it to Grove and just did not have enough on it to beat Petretti to the bag and apply the tag properly. So runners on the corners here for Canyons. Still nobody out in this first inning. Avery Alvarez, the designated player, standing in. Alvarez getting her first opportunity of the season. Takes the pitch for a strike. Runner moving up. Defensive indifference here as Jimenez moves to second. So now runners on second and third here for Alvarez. Takes that pitch down and away. This one chopped forward. Johnson throws to first. Then they try and come to the plate. Petretti scores. Jimenez going to try and score as well, and she will get there. So it's an RBI ground out for Alvarez. Canyons could 2 to come home. So 1 down for Paige Pecor. Getting her first at bat of the ball game. Pecor so far this season 2 for 7. She hits with the bases empty. So Canyons will reset. They've got 4 here in the inning. Three errors already in the inning on Santa Barbara. Pecor fouls it back to the screen. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Pecor. Pecor down on strikes. 2 down, first strikeout of the day from Johnson. And now Grace Diaz will come to the plate. Diaz 3 for 9 so far this season. Diaz 4 runs batted in on the season, just trying to get the inning restarted for Canyons. Pitch misses up. Count runs to 3-2 here to Diaz. And Diaz will work a walk. Second walk issued today. By Johnson. And that'll bring us to Gabby Wensley, getting her first at-bat of the ballgame today. 8th batter to the plate here in the inning for Canyons. Wensley this season, 2 for 5, with 4 runs batted in. Swings to the first pitch, lines it on the ground. A one-hopper scooped up by Lisi, and she fires to first, and that'll end the inning. It's a good swing from Wensley, but a better play by Lisi. She was moving to her right on the pitch because the runner was in motion, but was able to make a nice play stepping back to her left, and that'll end the inning. Canyons, though, gets 4 on 2 hits and 3 errors. 1 full in the books. Canyons leading 4-1. The College of the Canyons Athletic Department is proud to announce the Hall of Fame class for 2025. This year's inductees include legendary women's basketball coach Greg Herron, 2-time softball All-American Ruby Herrera, 2010 state track and field champion Corey Honeycutt, 2-time conference men's basketball player of the year Carlton Spencer, and the 2010 state runner-up men's soccer team. Be there for all the excitement Wednesday, March 19th at 4:30 p.m. at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. For more information, please visit cocathletics.com or call 661-362-3742. Go Cougs! Top half of the second for Santa Barbara, Morgan Grove, Alina Madrid, and Mighty Juarez will come to the plate.
Tennis is also happening.
I know tennis is going. I gotta go back up to the office when we're done anyway. I gotta get on the scooter to be able to get back to my mother-in-law's house. All right, so we're decided on no for tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. That's too much.
All right. Well, but staff meeting, other crap to try and deal with.
Yeah, there's a manager's meeting tomorrow now, too.
And it was an away game schedule. It's not worth it.
Yeah. And like you said, they're not good. All right, I'll see you.
Yeah. Grove, the freshman out of Clayton Valley Charter. 3 balls and no strikes here against Nicole Moreau, who had an extended wait after that long bottom half of the first inning. That one in for a called strike. Murrow gets herself back into the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Top half of the second inning. And Murrow has her second strikeout of the ball game. She sets down Grove. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Nicole Murrow, who's retired 4 in a row. Alina Madrid will now stand in. Madrid, another one of the crop of freshmen here for Santa Barbara. And she gets hit by the first pitch. So wasn't a long at bat for her. She comes in, she steps right back out, and Maida Juarez will come in. For Murrow, 3rd hit batter this season. That one in for a strike. Nothing in 2 here. Maida Juarez waits. down on strikes. Second strikeout of the inning, third of the ball game. And May Frank will come up. Frank out of Abraham Lincoln High School in San Francisco. For Canyons this season, pitching staff through 3 games, right about top 25 in most everything, with the exception of batters faced, which is 57 so far this season, which is 61st. But opponents hitting just 175 against the combination of Murrow and Akane Gonzalez so far this year. So far, Murrow has given up just a single hit. She's walked one and hit a batter. So this one popped up on the infield. The third baseman, Wensley, will come over to collect it. And that'll take us through the top half of the second inning. So one left on base after a couple of strikeouts and a hit batter. Pop up on the infield. We go to the home half of the second inning. Canyons with a 4-1 lead.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So,
hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Erase them back to the top of the order for Canyons here. As we go to work in the home half of the second inning. Reese 2 for 7 so far this season with a run batted in. Her RBI came against Imperial Valley on Saturday in game number 2. Selena Johnson gets ready for her second inning of work. One foul away, so we'll do it again. Again, Reese fouls it back to the screen. wind picking up a little bit here. You can hear it. All of a sudden, a gust coming in. It's a battle here with Reese. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here against Johnson. Where this breeze all of a sudden came from. This one popped up in the air. And that's going to fall down back of first base. So it's a pop-up base hit. As neither Lisi or Cruz could travel in to make the play. So a runner on first for Holly Gonzalez. Runner in motion here. Throw down to second. Not going to be in time as Reese in there with plenty of room to spare. So now you Holly Gonzalez with the chance to try and drive home another run. Runner in motion here for Reese. And she's going to get her way to third. Was a delayed steal. Reese just kind of hopping around off the bag. She's in there safely. So now Canyons in an even better position with a runner just 60 feet away. So Holly Gonzalez stays up there. Takes a called strike. Pardon us, we're actually right below where our cameras are, so it's hard for me to see the scoreboard. I'll do my best on balls and strikes as the game goes on. We're on third here for Gonzalez on a 3-1 count. Takes a called strike on an off-speed pitch. Gonzalez hits that one right at the shortstop. Guyton perfectly positioned, makes the play. So 1 down. Skylar Vanoli will come to the plate. Singled home a run. And then scored. Part of that 4-run inning for Canyons. Trying to add to it here. Johnson into the line. That pitch misses up. This one popped up on the infield. Tagging is Reese. Trying to score, and she does. So Holly Gonzalez, Skylar Vanoli will get credit for a sacrifice fly ball on the infield. And drives in Mia Reese, who aggressively runs. And we'll restart with Brooke Petretti at the plate here. Petretti first pitch swinging, chopped on the ground. Grove knocks it down. throw brings the first baseman, Madrid, off the bag. So Petretti on with the error on the third baseman, Grove. And now Janice Jimenez, who grounded into a fielder's choice, stands back in. Jimenez fouls this one off to the right. This one hit on the ground at second. Lacey scoops, fires, and that'll end the inning. Canyons gets one. After the leadoff single from Reese, a couple of stolen bases, a sacrifice fly ball from Vanoli. So 2 full in the books, 5-1 in favor of Canyons.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Relevez, Johnson, and Guyton, the scheduled hitters. So fouled away. Relevez walked and scored in the first. Works it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Relevez again works a leadoff walk, second time today. Murrow has given her a free pass. And now Lena Johnson will come to the plate. Johnson doubled and brought home a run. An RBI hit to the outfield that Relevez scored on. Takes a called strike, it's 0-1. Runner in motion here, throw down to second, not going to be in time. So Relevez has a stolen base. But Pecor doing the catching this season. Pecor was not a catcher last year. So far, Canyons has allowed 5 stolen bases on as many attempts this season. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here. That one misses inside of Alina Johnson. This one lines softly to third. Gabby Wensley makes the play. So 1 down, Johnson set down on a soft line drive as Wensley makes the play. And now Guyton, who popped out to first base, coming to the plate. So foul ball called as that one hits Guyton. Showed bunt. Bunted foul. Hit her, I think, in the hand, really. Or near the handle. She seems all right. Stands back in. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here as Relevez stands at second base. Guyton lifts this one in the air, down the line and left. Drifting back to make the play is Diaz. And it takes away what might have been extra bases from Guyton. So 2 down, good play from Diaz. Drifting back to her right. And now Caitlin Lacey will come to the plate. Popped out on the infield in her first at bat in the first inning. Runner in motion, throw to third, not in time, as they say that Relevez slid to the back side of the bag. It was a good throw from Pecor. So John Wismath out to discuss with the field umpire, who's not going to give him the answer that he likes. It's a stolen base. At least he'll stay up there with now a chance to drive in a run. Second stolen base in the inning for Relevez. Three balls and no strikes to count here. That one gets in there for a strike. This one gets back to the screen. And Releva is going to get to score on the wild pitch. Second walk in the inning. So Murrow has given up 2 walks and a run in the inning. And now she'll face Ryan Cruz, who struck out in the first. First pitch to Cruz misses up and away. So Cruz takes a strike. Back-to-back walks issued now, so runners on first and second. So Murrow has lost a little bit of her zip. Akana Gonzalez out in the bullpen area getting loose. So now Morgan Grove at the plate. Grove takes a strike. This one popped up in foul territory, and it'll just harmlessly fall to the dirt. Didn't get high enough for anybody from Canyons to get close to it. This one to the other side goes off the screen. So Grove behind in the count. A 2-strike count here as Murrow trying to get out of the inning without giving up any more trouble. Again, Grove fouls one away. Good take that time from Grove. Murrow was trying to get her to chase. one fouled straight back. Gets out of play. Another one popped up out of play. Stays at a 2-2 count here. As Murrow sets down Grove on strikes. Fourth strikeout of the ball game for Murrow. Has a little trouble here in the third, gives up a couple of walks and a run. We go to the home half of the third. It's a 5-2 ball game here from Whitten Field. Bottom half of the third, Alvarez, Pecor, and Diaz, the scheduled hitters. Johnson still in there. Good pitch that time from Johnson. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Alvarez grounded back to the pitcher. Back in the first, but brought home a couple of runs. Looking for her first hit of the season. Alvarez down on strikes as he chases a pitch outside the zone. 1 away. Second strikeout of the ball game for Johnson. Paige Pecor, who struck out back in the first, steps in. Five to 2 ball game here in the third. Canyons with 4 in the first and 1 in the second. Santa Barbara 1 in the first and 1 in the third. First pitch was over for a strike to Pecor. One fouled off the foot foul. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Pecor. Could take that time on a pitch away. Johnson trying to get her to chase like she did in the first. That one misses just inside. Pretty good pitch from Johnson. Just didn't catch the inner half. Was a little bit too inside, but right under the hands. It's a dangerous spot for any hitter, as it's one that you think you need to try and fight off and can swing over, but Pecor able to take just enough. The count now full. Pecor trying to get Canyons a base runner here in the third with 1 away. Swings and hits this one softly on a line. Lisi makes the catch. 2 down. So we go to Grace Diaz, walked in the first inning. Diaz first pitch swinging, fouls it away. Johnson tries to get her to chase the pitch on the outside, but could not. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Diaz. 2 away here in the third inning for Canyons. That one misses inside. Two balls and 1 strike. Wind starting to gust a little bit once again. This one hit in the air towards center field. Shading well in is Relevez, who makes an easy catch. So 1-2-3 inning for Johnson. Canyons quietly here in the third. We go to the fourth in a 3-run ball game, with Santa Barbara coming back to the plate.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
The College of the Canyons Athletic Department is proud to announce the Hall of Fame class for 2025. This year's inductees include legendary women's basketball coach Greg Herron, two-time softball All-American Ruby Herrera, 2010 state track and field champion Corey Honeycutt, two-time conference men's basketball player of the year Carlton Spencer, and the 2010 state runner-up men's soccer team. Be there for all the excitement Wednesday, March 19th at 4:30 p.m. at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. For more information, please visit cocathletics.com or call 661-362-3742. Go Cougs! Madrid, Juarez, and Frank, the scheduled hitters for Santa Barbara here in their half of the fourth inning. Change defensively here for Canyons. Leone Lopez in to catch for Paige Pecor. Madrid hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance. Takes a called strike. Three balls, one strike to count here. And a leadoff walk, your third time today for Santa Barbara. They've had the leadoff runner aboard via walk. Now Mighty Juarez will come in. Juarez struck out in her first at bat. Blocked behind the plate by Leone Lopez. This one lined out into right field for a base hit. Going first to third is Madrid. Mighty Juarez has a base hit. So now runners on the corners, little indecision that time from Gonzalez. Charlie Gonzalez wasn't sure what she should do with the ball. I don't know, put runners on the corners here for Santa Barbara. So a walk and a hit. May Frank will come to the plate. She popped out to third to end the second inning. Shows bunt, bunts it foul up the first base line. This one bunted up the first base line again. No play for Canyons as Jimenez charged in. It'll be bases loaded here. Perfectly placed bunt by May Frank, and now Mia Relevez will come to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out. Cole Murrow and Canyons in some trouble here. Relevez has walked twice, scored twice. Chance to try and drive home a couple. Tighten it from a 3-run lead. Two-strike count here. Relevez fights it off, fouls it to the screen. Murrow sets her up with a pitch away, makes it a 1-2 count. Relevez has worked it back to a 3-2 count. Tying run aboard at first base. Go ahead and run at the plate here in the fourth for Santa Barbara. This one popped up. Infield fly is going to be called. Nobody has to run. They're going to tag the runner at third out as well, so it's an infield fly rule, and Canyons gets a double play out of it. So Relevez out on an infield fly. And then Madrid tagged out at the plate. This ball hit in the air towards second base, and Vanoli will make the play. And so Canyons gets out of trouble on a little bit of an awkward sequence here. As we said, it was an infield fly roll. The ball was dropped by Gabby Wensley. And for some reason, Juarez decided she would tag up and take off towards third on the drop, not realizing maybe it was an infield fly roll. And so Canyons gets a bit of a break as Santa Barbara leaves 2 runners aboard here. So no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on base.
Must have told her to drop that and then make a double play. It's one way to do it, right?
So you take it any way you can get it for Canyons here. The Cougars will escape with their 3-run lead still intact. And it'll be Wensley, Reese, and Gonzalez to hit here in the 4th for Canyons. Wensley grounded to second in her first at bat. This one gets to the screen, makes it a 1-1 count. Yeah, Reese waits in the on-deck circle, so it'll be Wensley, Reese, and then the top of the order with Gonzalez. And Vanoli if they can get down to that far. 1-1 count here. Inside fastball swung on and missed by Wensley. 1-2 as Johnson into the 4th inning. Squared up at 2-2. Wensley down on strikes as she tips it into the catcher's glove. One out here in the 4th. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Johnson. Here's Mia Reese. Singled and scored back in the 2nd. Tried to drag a bunt back and it bounced off her bat. A little unfortunate that time for Reese. No balls and 1 strike to count. As Reese waits. Takes outside. We're going to stay out here in Santa Clarita. Expecting some rain tomorrow and Thursday, the heavy stuff really. Might move some games around. This one bunted up the first base line. It's a fair ball. It's a base hit for Mia Reese. Reese just running down the line. Madrid trying to avoid her and pick up the ball. Picked it up in fair territory. And Reese on with a 1-out infield single on a bunt. And at the top of the order, Yali Gonzalez coming back to the plate. As we said, expecting some rain here tomorrow, maybe in the middle part of the day, and then Thursday pretty much all day. Softball scheduled to play against, or Canyons, excuse me, scheduled to play against Fullerton on Thursday here. Sounds like they're trying to move it to tomorrow. Tennis also scheduled to play on Thursday. They probably will get rained out as Reese into second. She'll have a chance to move up to third as the ball got to the backstop, and Reese with 2 stolen bases on the wild pitch, or stolen base, and then advances. Her second stolen base of the ball game. So no Canyons with 1 away. A runner at third base has a chance to score again. Baseball scheduled to play tomorrow here against Chafee. It was originally in a road game. Then they're supposed to play Thursday against Orange Coast at home. That one might get washed out. Supposed to do tennis live stream on Thursday here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll see if that happens due to the rain. Tennis taking on Glendale on Thursday would be our first ever women's tennis broadcast. We hope you can join us for that if it does get off the ground. But at this point, maybe unlikely. You wouldn't think it with how gorgeous it is out today. As Gonzalez waits on a 2-0 pitch. Johnson now set, ready to go. Pitch misses down. So you can see it's just beautiful blue skies out right now. Had some cloud cover earlier today, but that cleared off nicely. It's not particularly warm. It's just 57 degrees out today. Gonzalez takes a called strike, makes it 3-1. But nonetheless, a bright sun-shining day here in February. First of 2 games today here on the Cougar Sports Network between Santa Barbara and College of the Canyons. Gonzalez works a walk. Runners on the corners here for Canyons. Second walk today for Gonzalez. Third walk issued by Johnson. From Skylar Vanoli, who singled back in the first and then drove in a run in the second on a pop-up on the infield. Vanoli pops this one up. It'll get out of play. Runners on the corners here. I would imagine Canyons tries to run the double steal. Gonzalez takes off. They'll just throw behind Reese, so now it'll put runners on first and second. No balls and 2 strikes here to Vanoli. That one misses down and away. Vanoli pops this one up on the left side. Third baseman Grove makes the catch. The first down here of the inning. It'll bring us to Brooke Petretti. Petretti with 2 away. Singled, reached on an error. Runners on second and third here. Petretti trying to add a couple for Canyons. Base hit would do it. As Vanoli runs well. Or excuse me, Gonzalez runs well out at second base. Good hitters count here for Petretti. In one spot, a pitch you can drive. 2 balls and no strikes. Swings and chops this one foul up the third base line. So if we do for some reason lose power, they're cutting down some trees behind us and they're dropping it right on top of where our power cables are. So hopefully that does not happen, but just giving you a warning, if for some reason the screen goes black and you lose audio, that is why, and we'll try and get it fixed for you as soon as we can. 2-2 count here to Petretti. Yes, third big branch structure I've seen fall down right on top of our power source, so hopefully that does not turn into a larger issue. Petretti takes that pitch down. So full count with 2 on. Janice Johnson in the on-deck circle getting ready. That one down in the dirt, gonna get away. And Canyons will get a run here on a passed ball. So it's a walk to Petretti, a pitch that gets to the screen that scores Mia Reese. And now we've got runners on the corners for Canyons for Janice Johnson. And Petretti actually advanced to second base on the play. Heads up base running from Petretti. She just fire her way all the way across to second. So 6-2 ball game here in the 4th. Johnson trying to break it open a little bit more. Takes a call and strike. This ball hit in the air out into right field. That'll get over the head of the right fielder, Cruz. 2 runs will score. Johnson gonna head towards third. She's into third base safely with a stand-up triple. So a 2 RBI triple. Canyons now with an 8-2 lead. And remember, you have the run rule in play too with 8 after 5. It's Avery Alvarez, the scheduled hitter here. But I believe they will hit in place of her, as I believe Lonnie Lopez hit in play, or went into the DP spot. Or actually, Pecora will re-enter, I think is actually what they're going to do here. Kristen Versek will hit here instead. Ersick, a late addition to the roster, getting her first hit or opportunity at the plate here today, takes a called strike. This ball hit in the air, out into the right center field gap. That'll get down. Viersick heading to second. She'll be in for a double, and another run comes across. So the pinch hitter Vierek. Paige McCord going to check back in after Leilani Lopez came in to play defensively for her. So Krista Vierek. With an RBI double, and now McCord trying to bring her home. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up on the infield, playable. Guyton will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Canyons, though, with some damage. 4 more runs across. They've got a 9-2 lead as we head to the 5th inning here from Whitten Field. Knighton, Lacey, and Cruz, the scheduled hitters for Santa Barbara now in a 7-run ball game. Canyons could potentially, should Murrow hold them here, have a chance to end this one early. First pitch from Murrow, a fastball up in the zone, swung on and missed by Guyton. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Guyton swings and misses. Evens it at 2-2. This one hits softly towards the second baseman, but only right there to make the play. One away, Lisi will step in, walked and popped out. Good pitch that time. Up in on the hands from Murrow. Gets herself back into the count here. Another good off-speed pitch over for a strike. Good pitch, 3 straight pitches near the hands, and Murrow has another strikeout, her second out of the inning. First strikeout since the third, when she set down Morgan Grove to end the inning. 5th strikeout in the ball game for Murrow. And now she faces Ryan Cruz, who struck out so far today. Lost that changeup a little bit. Good fastball up in the zone. Now a changeup. Comes back with that off speed after she threw the fastball up in the zone. Gets Cruz to wave over the changeup. Down in the zone, and we sit at 1-2. Good pitch, freezes Cruz for a called strike. Back-to-back strikeouts for Murrow. She sets down the side in order for the first time today. We head to the home half of the 5th with Canyons chasing a run to try and end this game in 5. Make it 8 after 5. They lead 9-2.
The College of the Canyons Athletic Department is proud to announce the Hall of Fame class for 2025. This year's inductees include legendary women's basketball coach Greg Herron, 2-time softball All-American Ruby Herrera, 2010 state track and field champion Corey Honeycutt, 2-time conference men's basketball player of the year Carlton Spencer, and the 2010 state runner-up men's soccer team. Be there for all the excitement Wednesday, March 19th at 4:30 p.m. at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. For more information, please visit cocathletics.com or call 661-362-3742. Go Cougs!
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening? And your free sub. Enjoy.
Thanks.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get a free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So pitching change here for Santa Barbara. Alina Madrid now in the circle. Freshman out of San Ynez. She'll face Diaz, Wensley, and Reese. Diaz walked and flew out to center. Scratch that. It's not Alina Madrid pitching. It's Sophie Ward actually in there pitching. Ward's first 4 pitches all missed the plate. Walks Diaz. Second time today Diaz has been walked. Canyons pinch hitting for Wensley here. Isabel Mina gonna pinch hit here. And now the game-ending run. Standing at second base as Diaz steals second. Mina on the season 0 for 3, but she's well ahead as so far Ward has not found the strike zone. So the run out at second is all that matters for Canyons right now. Back-to-back walks issued on 8 pitches. Canyons will pinch hit for Mia Reese here. Alexia Mejia will pinch hit. First strike of the ball game for Ward. Mejia this season 2 for 3. Only 2 hits came in game 2 against Imperial Valley, and 2 runs batted in as well. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes the pitch down. That one actually hits Mejia. So now the base is loaded for Canyons here, right back to the top of the order. Yahali Gonzalez, a walker, a base hit. Puts the ball game in order. Gonzalez, a couple of walks, lined out to shortstop. 0 for 1 today. Takes the pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes. So a pitch away potentially here. And she walks you, Holly Gonzalez. And that is the ball game. 8 after 5. Canyons with a walk-off walk wins it 10-2 here in game number 1 over Santa Barbara. They get a run on no hits, no errors. Scratch the left on base for Canyons in the ball game. They score 10 runs on 6 hits. No errors, and they left 2 on base in the ball game. For Santa Barbara, 2 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors, and they left 6 on base in the ball game here today. So Canyons gets the win, 10-2. We'll be back at 2 o'clock first pitch. Maybe a little bit later than that for game number 2. We'll switch the streams over here. Santa Barbara and College of the Canyons. We'll get ready for game number 2.